Hello everyone, in this video we're going to do another worked example on geometric series. Okay, so the question says, determine the sum of the series of the geometric series which looks like this: 54 plus 18 plus 6 all the way to the term 2 over 81. So we need to determine the sum. So that is Sn, which looks like this. Okay, so where to begin? Well, we know, let's remind ourselves the general formula for Sn. That's equal to A times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And again, this is a formula you need to know from memory. So A here is of course the first term in the series, and r is the common ratio. Okay. Oops. Okay, so what is A? Well, A is the first term, so that's 54. R, we don't know R, so we need to calculate R, right? So R is equal to, for any n, we take Tn divided by Tn minus 1. In this case, I can just take T2 divided by T1, and that's going to equal 18 over here, T2, and T1 is 54, right? And that's going to equal 1 over 3 if you simplify it. Okay, so R is equal to 1 over 3. And as I said, A is equal to 54. Okay, so Sn, what we are looking for, is 54 multiplied by 1 minus R, which is 1 over 3, to the n over 1 minus 1 over 3. Okay, so the only thing we don't know yet is n. So we need to solve for n. But what do we know? Right? We know that the nth term is 2 over 81. This is the nth term. Okay, because this is the sum to n terms. And now let's recall the general formula for Tn. Okay, again, this is a formula you need to know. It's equal to A multiplied by R to the power of n minus 1. Of course, we know what A is. A is 54. Right, and we know what R is. R is 1 over 3. Okay, and in this case, we also know what Tn is. Tn is 2 over 81. Okay, so here we have an equation with one unknown n, so we can solve for n. So I'm going to do that on this side. Okay, so how would I do this? First thing, I'm going to divide both sides by 54. Okay, so I'm going to get 2 over 81 multiplied by 1 over 54. And the right hand side, 54, let me write it a bit neater. So 54, and I'm multiplying the right hand side also by 1 over 54. Okay, so this factor, this is all one term on this side here. So this factor of 54 will cancel out there. Right, and then I've got 2 over 81 on this side. Now I'm going to rewrite 54 as 27 multiplied by 2. Okay, and on the right hand side, I'm just going to have just a third to the power of n minus 1. Okay, let's continue. So this factor of 2 will cancel with that factor of 2. So I've got here 1 over 81 times 27. Okay, and that's equal to 1 over 3 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, if I rewrite this. Now, how to solve for this? Okay, so 81, let's remind ourselves, is equal to 9 squared. 9 is equal to 3 squared. So 81 is equal to 3 to the power of 4. Okay, 27 is equal to 3 to the power of 3. So I'm just rewriting 81 as 3 to the power of 4, and I'm rewriting 27 as 3 to the power of 3. Okay. After a while, you should get familiar with these numbers, what the squares and cubes look like. So 81, you immediately know 9 squared. 9 you know is 3 squared. 27 is 9 times 3. So over time, these numbers become familiar to you. This is equal to, still we have 3 to the power of 1 over 3 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so the left hand side simplifies to, we add the exponents at the bottom. So we get 3 to the power of 4 plus 3, which is 7. 3 to the power of n minus 1. So therefore, here we have a third to the power of 7, and this is a third to the power of n minus 1. Okay, so this is the same base, so therefore the exponents must equal. So 7 is equal to n minus 1, so therefore n is equal to 8. Okay, so we've got n. Okay, so coming back to the question, so Sn, which we now know our n is 8, so S8 is equal to 54, 1 minus 1 over 3 to the power of n, which is 8, over 1 minus 1 over 3. Okay, so there's our answer, but as a habit, we should always try and simplify as much as we can. So I'm going to do that. S8 is equal to 54, 1 minus 1 over 3 to the power of 8. So what is that? Well, you can punch it in on your calculator, and you should get 1 at the top, 1 to the power of 8. 3 to the power of 8 is 6561. Okay, and at the bottom we've got 1 minus a third, so we've got 2/3. Okay, S8 is then equal to, I can take the 54 divided by 2 over 3 and multiply it by this whole bracket here, 6561. So S8 is equal to 54 divided by 2 over 3, you will find equals 81. Okay, 81. So 1 is the same as 6561 over 6561. And then I just keep this term here, this fraction 1 over 6561. So this whole bracket now simplifies to, I've got a common denominator, so I can just subtract the numerators. So 6561 minus 1 is equal to 6560 over the common denominator, 6561. Now, as it turns out, 81 squared is 6561. So 81, 6560, 6561 is equal to 81 squared. So we can cancel out one of these 81s, and that becomes like that, and then this is our final answer. I think it's okay to leave it in this form. Okay, so this right here is the sum of this particular geometric series. And that brings us to the end of this worked example.